Alright guys, welcome back to round 2 Hela playtest. Of course, Hela is my own personal character. I'll link down in the description the Dice Throne Homebrew Discord where you can go and get access to the auto template and make your own custom characters if you want to. Now, let's begin with round 2. So round 1, we got incredibly lucky with our dice rolls, but I do believe that I think there is a strategy that needs to be implemented, and that is that Black Panther really just needs to keep hitting Hela. He can't really afford to do this combination against Hela because he needs to deal damage. So otherwise, we're going to begin, and of course, as always, I said before, I'm going to try and go through these playtests a little bit more quickly, and that just means that I'm going to be a little bit more silent than usual, and I'm going to upload the music a little bit and just use these arrows here to point out what I'm doing. So otherwise, let's begin with the turn order. And Black Panther is going first. She rolled 2 6s, so she gains piercing and deals 1 for the illusion. Roll 2 dice and dealing that total value in damage. Piercing makes that ultimate damage. So Black Panther can't do anything. He will take the kinetic because it's passive. Black Panther is dealing 7 damage, so he is going to be taking 2. He's going to be Hela's going to prevent that too, so she's only taking 5. And since Black Panther did damage with Wrath, he's going to take 1 damage and remove that token. He also had 1, so he is going to deal 1 extra because of having 2 kinetic energy tokens. Alright. Hela also did successful energy, so she's going to gain crit for that. Can Black Panther steal it? He can. Yeah, I'm going to steal it. Alright, so let's upgrade that, and let's go. Six. Two sixes. Two threes. Spend that. Change that to a 3. Activate large straight. Roll 3 damage. Roll 3. That time it did 6 damage only, so we do gain piercing. And let's spend this. Roll 1 and deal that total value. Alright, so we're dealing 4 isolated damage, plus we're dealing the 6 that we did. So 6, defend against it. Black Panther does nothing, he gains another kinetic energy, but he takes 6. And then Hela passes turn. Get this baby. Gain 2. Get a good attack. Is there a way we can change that? We can change. Well, 2. We don't want to spend that. Okay. Going for large. No. Gain kinetic energy, deal 6 damage. That's plus 2 because we have 2 pairs. Spend crit and make that a plus 6, so that is dealing 12 damage. Yes. 12 damage, and let's roll for defense. We gain evasive. We're gonna spend this card, so block 6 of that, so we take 6. Pass turn. Hela, CP, draws a card. Samesies. Roll. Okay, or let's small straight, let's make it large. Let's make it large. Nope. Small straight, deal 6, and roll 2. On the illusion, add 2. We didn't do any of the other combinations, so just add 2, so it's dealing 8. Let's make that ultimate damage. Black Panther gains this, but he still takes all of that damage. And we gain crit for making that a successful attack. Alright, pass turn to Black Panther, draws a card, spend 2 for triple up. Sell that. Sell that. Spend that. Remove all status effects, so remove that crit and remove that evasive. Alright, let's roll. Oh, perfect. Triple threat. Roll 2. Okay, so add 1, so now we're dealing 7 and gain 2 kinetic energy. So now we have 7 of them, so we deal, that's +3, so that is a dealing 10 damage. Hela can defend, she's going to deal 1 back and gain evasive. 10 damage. Alright, Hela's turn. Nothing of interest, let's keep going. Try and roll 5 of that. Yeah, let's do that. 5. Deal 9 damage. On 4 of a kind, inflict wrath. We don't have 4 of a kind, but it's still dealing 9. This will activate kinetic burst for Panther. He's going to deal 1 back to her. She's going to deal 9 to him. But he's going to activate all of his kinetic energy. And he's going to gain 2 CP, draw 2 cards, and deal 5 back to her. Two CP, draw a card, and deal 5 to her. Okay. Alright, pass turn to Panther. He draws. Your attack becomes undefendable. Or straight. 2 kinetic energy, then deal 8 damage, plus 1. We're going to spend 2 to make that undefendable, so that is 9 damage. We're going to spend an evasive here, roll a dice. And that's 3, so that evasive doesn't work. She takes 9 damage. Alright, Black Panther back on top. Alright, so we're going to make Piercing Light upgraded with that, and then we're going to roll our dice. Alright, we have Samesies and Sixit. We can do that. Let's do that. Samesies. Change this 4 to a 6. Inflict Wrath. And roll 2 dice. Okay, so that's dealing 9 damage. We had crit from last time. He does have Wrath on him. I think Wrath is dealing damage from an attack. Yes. He would kill himself this turn. You know what? You know what, though? I know what I can do. Black Panther can remove all 3 of these and change the value of 2 dice, and I'm going to change this to a 1, and I'm going to change this to a 1. So even with this crit, which Hela would spend, it would make this attack deal 6 damage, but still defendable by Black Panther. He's going to deal 1 damage back to her. She's going to deal 6 damage to him, and since he did damage back to her, he's going to take an additional damage from that Wrath token. But he now has 3 kinetic energy. Alright, back to his turn. Sell this because it's useless. This is useless to Hela. We can't upgrade that. Let's try and do that. Come on. 7 damage is all we need to deal. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Dealing that 5, we deal 6 damage, plus 1 here, that's 7. Yeah. So 7 damage, Hela will die, but she can still deal damage back to him. She did successfully do crit. So you can only add that to an attack. She is dealing 2 damage and preventing 2. I do believe means that she's going to survive, because I'm dealing 7 damage. She is going to survive by 1 health. But she did give Panther crit, because she did attack him. Okay, energy. Okay, so Hela's going to win unless... One attack, prevent 4 uncanny damage. That's nice. Definitely going to win, but by how much? Roll this. Yeah, so deal 9 damage. Don't have 4 of a kind, but we're going to add this to make it 13. Actually, I have enough CP. Spend 6 it. Change this to a 6, so she only does 7 damage. She's still doing 11 damage, but that'll make it a little bit more stomachable. I'm dealing 3 damage to her, so she's dead, but she wins because I'm going to be at -9. And she's going to be at -1. So Hela still wins in the draw count, but she did lose this turn. So really the only reason why she's dominant still is that crit. So maybe she doesn't need crit for every attack. So Hela wins again, but only barely. I do think that maybe that crit needs to be taken away and replaced with something more fair, and then Evasive also needs to get taken out, because Evasive's kind of useless, but we'll see. But anyway, that is going to be round 2. Hela is once again the winner, but this time was a little bit more closer than last time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, dislike, dislike, don't subscribe, if you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next round. Toodaloo!